Hey, Deb, you have some real nerve. Do you know that? I mean, really, just what kind of game are you trying to play here? I want to know why you're hanging out with my fiancé so much. Just what are you getting at? Wait, what? What is all this about? Who even are you and how did you get my number? Wait a second, I recognize the name now. Isn't this Lindsay? We used to work together, right? I remember now, I used to be your supervisor. That's right. I'm glad you deem me worthy enough to remember. But what I want to know is just what do you think you're doing hanging around with my boyfriend all the time? Your boyfriend? I don't even know who that is. Oh, don't you play dumb with me. You're not fooling anyone at all, you know. Just come out and admit it. You've been stalking my boyfriend for a long time now, and I know it. You think that I'm stalking someone? I literally don't even know the person who I would be stalking. This is just ridiculous. What's ridiculous is the fact that you're almost 50 years old now, right? So what I want to know is why an old hag like you is hanging around with a young man in his 20s. Don't you see how wrong that is for you to do that? Look, Lindsay, I can promise you that I'm not stalking anyone at all, okay? You're lying to me and I know it. I've seen you do it myself so many times. I know that you're stalking my boyfriend, and it is seriously starting to piss me off, so just quit it. I still literally don't even know who you're talking about right now. I talk to and hang out with a lot of different people, so it's possible that your boyfriend is one of those people, but you still haven't even told me who that is. Tall guy, always wears a suit, broad shoulders. Does that ring enough bells for you? I work in an office where everyone wears suits, so no, if that's all you have to describe this person, then I still have no clue. Why don't you just tell me this person's name so we can stop playing this text version of Guess Who? You really think that I'm going to use my boyfriend's name in a conversation with his stalker? I wouldn't dream of it. Well, that's your choice, I suppose. But I just really think that this is the least effective way to go about doing this. I don't remember asking your opinion on that. Just make sure that you keep away from my boyfriend. Do you understand me? I literally don't understand you because first of all, I'm not stalking anyone, and second of all, I'm married. I literally have a husband and a son. I don't believe this. You're even worse than I thought. You mean to tell me that you have a loving family at home and you choose to go after my poor boyfriend? Although, I bet if I had to guess, my boyfriend would probably have to be around the same age as your son. Which makes all of this even worse. You're disgusting trying to go after someone your son's age. You're an old, washed-up cow and you need to learn to stick to your own age bracket. Got it? I don't know how many times I'm going to have to tell you that there is no stalking going on before you believe me. Shut up! I am sick and tired of having this conversation. Just make sure that you never ever go near my boyfriend ever again. Oh, David, I'm home.
Welcome back, Mom. I really missed you. I can't believe your work sent you on an overseas business trip for 6 whole months.
Thank you, son. It really is nice to be back. I can't believe that I was gone for so long either. You know, I was actually supposed to arrive yesterday, but the weather was just awful. And then there were technical problems with my plane, and it was just a disaster.
Well, I'm just glad that you're back today. After all, I'm getting married tomorrow, and I was worried that you weren't gonna make it when you told me you were pushing your arrival back.
I really am sorry for worrying you. I was pretty worried about missing it myself. More than that, though, I feel so bad that I haven't been able to meet your fiancé once. I know that you both started dating a while before I left, but we were always so busy, and then I left for my trip.
Well, don't worry. You two will have plenty of time to get to know each other from here on out, and you'll finally get to meet her at the wedding. I've told her all about you, so I think you should just rest up and get ready for tomorrow.
That's very sweet of you, David. And yes, I really should go get some rest and prepare for tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for the big day.
Have a nice night, Mom.
You too, sweetie. I'm so proud of you. Okay, now you've really gone too far, Deb. Just what the heck do you think you're doing at my wedding right now, huh? I thought I told you to stay away from my boyfriend, so why are you here on my big day? Please don't tell me that the boyfriend you were telling me to stay away from back then is the same man that you're marrying now. Of course it is. David's my fiancé, and by the end of the day, he'll be my husband. But before that can happen, I needed to make sure that you left so you didn't ruin the whole thing. I know that you were up to something. And is that really your excuse for what you did to me? The moment you saw my face, you grabbed me by the collar and dragged me out of the venue and threw me on the lawn. Then, when I tried to get back in, you told the staff to make sure that I didn't step a foot inside. Just what are you trying to pull with that, huh? What do you mean, what am I planning? My plan is to keep an old cradle robber like you out of my wedding so that I can marry my fiancé in peace. Be that as it may, I'm only here to watch my son get married. Well, you must have gotten the wrong place, because the only wedding happening here today is ours. That's exactly what I mean. This is the wedding that I'm trying to attend. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have no idea what you're saying. Maybe you're already getting Alzheimer's, you old hag. Let me spell this out for you then. David is my son. I am David's mother. Get it now? Wait, what do you mean by that? Okay, let's make this even simpler. My last name is Fairbanks, right? David's last name is Fairbanks. Are you starting to put it together now? I don't know if you just never picked up on that, or just didn't bother to even ask to see a picture of your own fiancé's mother. And I'm also sorry that as his mother, I didn't make more of an effort to meet you. You're not making any sense at all right now, Deb. I mean, just how can David be your son? I guess the ages would make sense for you to be his mom, but just because you have the same last name doesn't mean you two are related. Besides, I remember that in the office you used to go by Baker. Right. Well, that was my maiden name. Your maiden name? Are you kidding me? I guess I'll explain all this to you too. When I first started working for the company where you later joined, I was unmarried, and all the paperwork there had me under my maiden name. Apparently, it would have been a lot of paperwork and a big hassle to edit everything in the system, so I just told my boss to not worry about it and keep using my maiden name for simplicity's sake. I think that if you ask around where you work for other women who started single and got married on the job, you'll see that this isn't uncommon. No, that can't be right. You're just making up excuses and trying to confuse me, aren't you? You really think that I'm going to be fooled by some perverted grandma like you so easily? Sounds to me like you just don't want to admit that I'm really David's mother. Of course I don't want to admit that, because it's simply not true. David told me that his mom manages her own company that deals with overseas trade. Basically, she's the total opposite of the sad, pathetic stalker that you are. She's actually done something with her life and owns her own company. She even went on a business trip for 6 months in another country. I doubt you've ever done anything like that in your life. And today is going to be the first day that I meet her. Well, you were mostly correct about everything that you just said. You mean like the part about you being a pathetic stalker? I'm well aware. Anyways, why don't you go ahead and tell David that his mother has gone home? Wait, what do you mean? Just tell him that you and I had a chance to meet and that I went home afterwards. I can't believe you're still trying to peddle this lie to me.
Hey, Mom, where are you? I've been waiting around since early this morning to see you. I really want you to come and meet Lindsay before everything starts.
Oh, we actually just met, dear. Didn't you hear from Lindsay?
What do you mean, so you're here already?
Well, about 20 minutes ago, I introduced myself, and she started screaming about how I was stalking you. Then she threw me out of the venue and prevented me from going back in. Just mention her old boss, Miss Baker. I'm sure she'll get the message.
Lindsay said that you were stalking me. I don't get it.
She did, and now I'm on my way to the emergency room.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, when she threw me out of your wedding, I tripped down some stairs and fell on my knee. It's starting to swell up a bit, so I think I need to get it checked out.
But I don't get it. Besides, didn't you come with Dad? Where is he?
Your dad was busy parking the car, and then apparently he forgot something and had to go back to the parking lot. It was all while he was away that this happened. But he's with me now and taking me to the hospital. Anyways, if you wouldn't mind telling Lindsay that I'm actually your mother, I think it would save us all a lot of time.
Right, got it.
This can't be happening. I don't believe it. You really were his mother this whole time. Why didn't you tell me before I did what I did? But I did tell you. I explained to you in great detail, actually. But you should have done more to make me understand. Well, I wanted to tell you in person, but before I could get a word out, you threw me down the steps. After that, I had no choice but to type it all out for you. Except you decided to ignore all of that and continue to treat me like a stalker. But that's only because I really did think you were lying. I mean, I thought that you were just some jealous old lady who quit because she knew she couldn't compete with me. But I had no idea that you left to start your own business and travel all over the world. Well, you basically took the words from my mouth. I only left that old job to start my own business. Me quitting didn't have anything to do with you, though. It didn't, at all? Although I do remember you quite clearly from those days, and it doesn't seem like you've changed one bit. Well, please come back to the wedding. It's okay now that I know you're really David's mom. I believe you now. I'm afraid I couldn't do that if I wanted to. I'm at the hospital right now because of what you did to my knee. So, you won't come back? David, please, you have to reconsider. I really am so sorry. I didn't do it to be mean. I just made a little mistake.
I just want to ask one thing, Lindsay. When you saw me walk up to you with my mom, did you really think that I was just having a casual chat with a woman who was stalking me? It's not like I haven't shown you any picture of my mom. Did you really just not realize that her and my so-called stalker were the same person?
I just don't remember, that's all.
You've got to be kidding me.
I really didn't know they were the same person.
Even if you didn't, you had to before you even bothered checking who my mom really was. You didn't even try to use your words or act like a responsible adult. And that's why I knew that I just couldn't marry you.
Please, we can still make this work.
Maybe you can, but I can't. I never want to hear from you again.
When I got to the hospital on the day of what was supposed to be my son's wedding, I was grateful that my doctor said my knee wasn't seriously injured. Apparently, Lindsay somehow heard that the injuries were quite light and tried to use that to get David to take her back. She told him that I was going to make a full recovery and that in the end there was no permanent damage, so there was no point in canceling the marriage. In response, David told her that he was going to send her my hospital bills as well as the cancellation fees for all their wedding plans. When she heard just how much that was going to be in total, she knew she couldn't pay it and begged even harder to put this all behind them. Of course, my son just ignored her, but Lindsay didn't give up and continued to follow David around, begging him to take her back. Finally, David felt like he had no choice but to go to the court and ask for a restraining order from his crazy stalker.
Hi, Phoebe. I was wondering if you have a minute to talk? It's about your wedding tomorrow.
Oh, Tina. Hello. Are you already on your way here? You did tell me earlier that you'd arrived the day before, as it felt like traveling from Laguna Beach to San Francisco with how long it takes, right?
Yeah, well, about that.
You know, I really can't wait for tomorrow to celebrate my special day with my closest friend. I'm really looking forward to it, Tina.
Oh, Phoebe, I'm really sorry.
Huh? What are you sorry for?
I can't go to your wedding tomorrow, Phoebe. I'm really sorry. I'll make it up to you.
What? Why can't you come?
Early this morning, my mom passed away.
What? Your mom died?
She was hospitalized a little while ago, but her condition got worse really quickly, and then early this morning, she passed away. So everything has been organized for her wake to be tomorrow, and for her funeral to be the day after that.
You've gotta be pulling my leg, Tina. Well, how about that, huh?
What do you mean?
The timing is just all too convenient with your so-called mother's funeral happening on the exact day as my celebration.
I don't know what you mean, Phoebe.
Now that you say that, it seems like this has been your plan all along, so you don't have to go. Just like that time when I said, let's go to the Golden Gate Bridge. You refused and said you had a tutoring session.
No. I just couldn't skip the session and let my tutor down.
And when I asked you to come to that mixer with me, you refused and said that you were with your boyfriend.
Well, usually if you have a boyfriend, you tend to not go to mixers.
And of course, to put the cherry on top, I invite you to study at the same college as me, which you refused once again, and went to a trade school far away from where I was studying.
Hey, that trade school is well known for having good teachers, so that's why I chose to go there.
Don't hate me. These are all just your excuses for not giving a crap about your best friend.
What excuses are you on about, Phoebe? I don't have any.
Well, this time sure feels like the other times you've made up excuses to get out of stuff with me. It's obviously such a bother for you to travel from Laguna to San Francisco. So you just say your mother died so that you don't have to go. Why must you lie to me to get out of my wedding?
I'm not lying to you. Phoebe, don't you realize how horrible you're being right now? I'm the only child from a single-parent household. She was the only family I had. How dare you say such things to me, when my mother literally just passed away?
If I have to cancel last minute on my wedding, I'm cutting you out of my life.
What? You're not making any sense. Don't blame me if you want to cancel your own wedding.
This is going to be a really dark part of my life. If my best friend is being completely unreasonable before my big day. If you don't like that, then you need to come to my wedding tomorrow or else.
Phoebe,
What? You can't say anything more than one-word answers?
Right. Okay. I guess this situation can't be helped.
Well, I'm just going to leave the conversation at that for now, bestie. I'm looking forward to meeting up tomorrow for my special day. Now what the heck is going on? Tina, you said that you were going to come today. If you didn't come, I said I was cutting you out of my life. But if it ain't that, are you running late? If you are, I'll forgive you. It's normal to leave a message that you are, though. So, where are you right now?
I'm at my mother's house in San Diego.
What? San Diego? But if you catch a plane from there to San Francisco, then you should be able to attend my wedding, right?
Phoebe, I've told you this already. My mother's wake is today, and her funeral is tomorrow.
Wow, even the funeral is not real. You're still lying to me. Normally wakes happen at night. So before that, you can attend my wedding, and then you can go back to your mom's house.
Phoebe, I'm the one in mourning here. It might be hard for you to understand until you've experienced it for yourself. But funerals are a hectic and emotional time. To be honest, I can't go out just for a few hours and then come back to the wait. It wouldn't feel right.
Well, your mom's funeral is all a big fat lie so that you don't have to travel here. If you're in San Diego now, hurry up, get on a plane and come to my ceremony. It's so not cool to have my own best friend's seat empty at my wedding.
Why would I lie about my own mother's funeral? It's real! Can you please just let me give a good send-off to my mother from this life?
It's totally unreasonable that my own friend would rather lie than not come and celebrate her best friend's wedding.
Well, my mother's funeral is my #1 priority at the moment. And on that note, I need to go.
Fine. It doesn't even matter if you're going to be so unreasonable. Then I understand perfectly. I will tell all my friends who are here today all about what you said. Even if it's at the cost of losing all my friends and becoming a loner. I would rather have that than a best friend who's always refuses my requests.
Good evening, Tina. How's it going? Do you have time to talk? It's about the wedding yesterday.
Oh, hey, what about it? Wait, is this you, Grant?
Yeah. Before I mention the wedding, I heard that your mom had passed away. Guess the funeral has already taken place. I'm sorry for your loss, and I wanted to send my sincere condolences.
Oh, yes, the funeral's over. Thank you for your kind words, Grant. I appreciate it. It's been a while since we last caught up, right? About 5 years ago at our middle school reunion?
Yeah, around about then. It's a shame I couldn't meet you this time, though, at the wedding.
What do you mean? Wedding? Are you talking about Phoebe's wedding?
Yeah, Phoebe's partner is actually me.
Whoa, for real?
I wasn't sure if you knew because the last name on the invitation was different. Because of a difficult family situation, I was adopted by a member of my mother's family, and so I took their last name.
Oh, I see. That's why I didn't make the connection.
Yeah, anyways, I'm here to report on the real issue at hand.
Report? What's going on?
Phoebe and I want to get a divorce from her.
Oh, right. Wait, what?
Originally, it was Phoebe who had invited you, and should have told me about what's been going on with you. It seems like you've told her a lot about your mother and what happened to her. So I've taken over as the person to keep in contact with you, since she doesn't believe you.
Oh, right, I see, but tell me again why you're filing for a divorce? It hasn't been that long since you've registered your marriage, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. It hasn't been that long. The whole thing with Phoebe saying that you were lying about your mother's funeral, and that would in turn cancel the wedding last minute, just didn't sit right with me.
Oh, right, that whole mess. No matter how much I tried to tell her that this is real, she just wouldn't believe me. So, she was going to tell all the friends that were attending how crazy and unreasonable I am.
Yeah, basically. Why I wanted to get a divorce is because of all the turmoil from this, you see.
Oh, so it's not that great on your end either, huh?
After the wedding ceremony, Phoebe's mother told me that she heard from a guest that her mother's funeral was in fact real. That guest said that, but Phoebe had decided it was a lie in her eyes. Phoebe, who should have been sad and heartbroken for your loss, was in fact insulted that you wouldn't be able to attend. So she prioritized herself and her special day before you. And that's when I started to get really angry with her in front of the guests. From that point, my own parents, relatives, and other guests were like, what the heck's going on? After listening to her, I came to the conclusion that this was a terrible thing for a person to do to their best friend. In the end, the wedding was cancelled, and I've decided to file for a divorce and discuss those sorts of things with her.
That's such a shame that a special day like that could end the way it did. I'm really sorry for all the trouble that this has caused.
It's alright, Tina. I didn't want any apologies from you. And I really didn't want to say too much about what was going to happen. Until I talked to Phoebe. It was inevitably going to happen sooner or later. And it was the time to talk about it with you. Instead, it's good to know in the early stages what Phoebe's true character is really like. I don't blame you for the lead up to our divorce, so please don't worry about all this.
Oh, okay then. Thank you, Grant.
Yeah, Phoebe might start complaining to you about all this though, so just giving you a heads up.
Okay, got it. Be careful with all the things you have to do. Thank you for your kindness throughout this ordeal. Good luck.
Tina, are you there? Grant just filed a divorce from me. What are you going to do about it since you're the one responsible for this whole mess? Since, coincidentally, your mother died around the same time as my wedding and you couldn't make it. Tina, you're supposed to put your best friend first, but no, you couldn't even do that. Why do I have to get divorce papers thrown at me? Tina, don't ignore me! This is all your fault!
Are you not aware of why Grant is divorcing you? Do you not realize what you said about me?
What do you even mean? Why are you saying that I'm the bad guy here? You're the one who messed up. Do you really think you're the victim in all this?
Of course you don't even try to understand what you said was wrong. Phoebe, you really need to learn that not everyone has the same point of view as you. And to respect others when things happen. What if you knew someone close to you had passed away? Would you want to go to a wedding that was being held at the same time as the funeral?
I don't know, Tina. Would you quit preaching to me about things that haven't even happened? Anyways, hurry up and get outside. Can't you hear the ding-dong noise of your bell?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Since I got divorced, my parents have cut me off. So I can't go back to my family's house. I need to live somewhere. And since you're the one that caused the divorce in the first place, I thought maybe I could come here and live with you. You have to make it up to me.
But
hurry up and open the door! It's a bit chilly down here in San Diego, so let me in!
look, Phoebe, I've already gone back to Laguna, to where my company's dormitory is.
You don't live in San Diego anymore?
Phoebe, you know that I went to trade school in Laguna. I found a job there as well. The house that my mother and I lived in was a rental. I canceled the lease when my mother passed away. So that house is up for rent right now. It's completely empty.
What? Then where the heck am I supposed to go if you're not here?
No matter what you say, it's not going to change the fact that I don't want to help you. You cut me off, remember? I think it would be weird if we were to live together. Just so I can make it up to you. I don't need to do that.
Because it was all your fault that this has happened.
Either way, I live in my company's dormitory. I can't room with someone who isn't involved with the company. Phoebe. Plus, with your lavish lifestyle, it wouldn't work at all.
Well, you need to do something to change that.
If I'm saying it doesn't work, it doesn't work, Phoebe.
Tina! You can't do this to me!
You don't even realize what you've done, Phoebe.
I can't live down here. Help me out, please.
You cut me off, Phoebe. There's not much I can do for you, and I don't want to anyways.
Wait, no! You can't just abandon your best friend. Please, don't leave me. I need you.
Goodbye, and good luck, Phoebe. I don't want to hear from you again. It seems I have very good friends and acquaintances other than Phoebe. Many of them have expressed their condolences to the loss of my mom. I want to cherish my friendships with them as much as I can. Also, when it comes to Phoebe, she owed a significant amount of money, as she was held responsible for canceling the wedding and Grant divorcing her for what she said to me. It seems that she tried to move into my house because she wanted to save money by not having to pay rent. Her plan ended up backfiring on her and had no choice but to move to Los Angeles. It seems like she somehow finally found a live-in job. Because of her personality, she seemed to find it quite glamorous on the first day. It was immediately confirmed that none of the other staff liked her, so she was on her own. She would be eating her lunch by herself in a toilet stall. Thank you for watching! If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.